All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a role that's a real game changer for healthcare businesses, the fractional chief marketing officer. If you're in the healthcare space, you're going to want to stick around for this.
So let's just get right to it with the one question every single healthcare leader needs to be asking themselves. Is your marketing actually helping you grow, or is it a ticking time bomb of compliance risk? Because really, how you answer that changes everything.
You see, in healthcare, the marketing rulebook is just different. It's not about just getting clicks or making a quick sale. It's about building trust, pure and simple. And if you mess that up, it's not just a bad campaign, it's a fundamental breach of the relationship you have with your patients.
Okay, so let's dig into the problem here, because the stakes in healthcare marketing are, frankly, sky high. And your traditional marketing playbook, it's just not going to cut it.
You've really got to see how these things domino. First, if compliance is just an afterthought, every single campaign you run is a potential landmine. That fear often leads to really generic, safe messaging that does nothing but weaken the trust you have with patients. And all the while, your internal team is probably stretched super thin, trying to be everywhere at once, but without that senior level guidance they so desperately need. It's a recipe for disaster, honestly.
And that recipe for disaster, it has very, very real consequences. We're not just talking about missing out on growth here. We're talking about actively creating massive problems for your whole organization.
And this slide really shows you the two different worlds, right? Over here, you've got this fragmented, chaotic marketing. It's reactive, it's risky, it's totally inconsistent. And over here, this is the goal. Strategic marketing. It's proactive, it's compliant from the get-go, it's unified, and it's all about the patient. That huge gap between those two, that's where so many healthcare organizations get stuck.
So the big question is, how do you get from one side to the other? How do you bridge that gap? Well, that's where the fractional CMO comes in. This is a role that's literally designed to give you that top-level strategic brainpower, but without the full-time executive price tag.
So what is a fractional CMO, really? The easiest way to think about it is like this. It's on-demand strategic leadership. You get a senior-level marketing pro who actually embeds in your team, but on a part-time basis. They aren't just a consultant handing you a binder of ideas and walking away. No. They're an operator. They roll up their sleeves, they take ownership, and they drive results.
Yeah, and I think this quote just nails it. A senior operator who leads with precision, empathy, and accountability. Those three words are everything. In healthcare, where trust and timing and compliance are absolutely non-negotiable, you don't just need any marketer. You need a leader who truly gets the weight of that responsibility. All right, so that's the what and the why. But what about the how? What does a fractional CMO actually do when they show up? Let's walk through the playbook they use to build that growth engine the right way. This really is the playbook, step by step. First, everything, and I mean everything, starts with building a compliance strategy. From there, you create a unified brand that manages to be both clinically authoritative and, human. That brand then becomes the North Star for all your campaigns, making sure you're on the right channels. Then, and this is key, you actually measure what matters with real dashboards and KPIs. And finally, you break down those silos. You get marketing, clinical, and ops all rowing in the same direction. It's a system.
So what's the bottom line for you? What's the payoff? Well, it means your brand finally breaks through all that generic "we care" noise. It means you can actually grow without that constant nagging headache of compliance risk. You stop wasting money on spray and pray marketing and start making budget decisions based on actual ROI, real measurable growth.
Okay, this all sounds pretty good, right? But when does it really make sense to pull the trigger and bring someone like this in? Let's get into the specifics, the real-world situations where a fractional CMO can have a massive impact.
So as I go through this list, ask yourself, is this me? Is this my organization? Are you launching a new service or a new clinic? Or maybe you're in the middle of a messy brand overhaul or a merger. Have you just hit a total wall with patient acquisition? Or maybe you're the founder who's been doing all the marketing yourself and you know it's time to build a real team. These are those classic inflection points where this kind of leadership isn't just nice to have, it's a total game changer.
Okay, let's talk proof. Let's look at a real company, Digby Health. They're in the precision digital therapeutics space. They needed to scale up patient acquisition fast, but they had to do it the right way, a smart, compliant way.
So by bringing in that strategic leadership, they totally redesigned their content and SEO strategy to be completely patient-focused. And the result? Get this, a 500% increase in organic traffic. And not over a year, in just 3 months. 3!
That just shows you the incredible power of moving from scattered tactics to a single, unified strategy.
So, let's end where we started, but maybe with a bit of a new lens. After seeing all this, I'll ask you again. Right now, is your marketing just another line item on an expense report? Or is it the powerful, compliant, trust-building, strategic advantage that it really has the potential to be? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.